I think the Grammys are probably... Actually, you know what? Fuck, we'll talk about this real quick. On the Tuesday show. Welcome to the Tuesday show, everybody.
Wow.
It's us. It's me,
You
Jacob.
actually
with
caught me off
Cammy.
guard that time.
How you doing, Cammy?
Yeah, I'm doing alright. What about you?
I'm doing great. Killing it. But we were just talking about the Grammys. Apparently my hair is so flubbed up today. If you were choosing to listen audio only today,
You're missing out on some flubbed up hair.
Thank you for not looking at my weird hair that desperately needs a haircut. We were talking about the Grammy nominations. Again, as you guys know, not big fan of award shows over here, and it's that time of the year. The dumbest of which might just be the Grammys. And if you don't know what the Grammys are for whatever reason, because that's a possibility, I guess now, because it's kind of fallen off. It's the big panel of people, I think, just choose some people, and then they say that was good music, and that's it. We've got...
I'm scrolling through.
Yeah.
I'm not seeing any Bo Burnham.
Kanye got nominated for Album of the Year with Donda, but I do not see Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator.
Yeah, not seeing Bo Burnham. That's all I've listened to this year.
I'm actually going to... There we go. Sorry, I had to change an audio level real quick. I think it was getting a little fucky with things. But, and by audio level, I mean right-clicking on Discord, because we're a very professional show that uses
incredibly
all different sorts of things. I don't recognize any of this stuff. I don't listen to any of this music at all. Okay, best rap album. There we go. Call Me If You Get Lost by Tyler, the Creator. And The Off-Season by J. Cole. And Donda by Kanye West. I definitely like Call Me If You Get Lost the most out of all of those. I don't know. A lot of these are just... I don't want to say nonsense, because I know there's people out there that really like these musicians, but like, I don't know if I've heard almost any of this music.
Okay, Bo Burnham is nominated for 2 awards.
Okay. What did he get nominated for?
All Eyes on Me for Best Song for Written Visual Media.
Okay.
All
right.
This article does not want to tell me what the second one is.
That's okay. Well, we'll just say you got nominated for 2. And
you got nominated for 2. Not enough.
It just, at the end of the day, like what you like. The Grammys might be the worst offender of all this shit, because I've heard from multiple people. They've done like interviews. I think Katy Perry was one of them. Katy Perry, like Christina Aguilera, who's like, yeah, it's not real. They're just it's a marketing stunt. It's trying to hype up people that are in the public eye. That's all there is to it.
Yeah, that and sales. It's just a big sales pitch.
Yeah. Oh, you haven't heard fucking Squabbity Boobity by Lil Nas X?
Yeah. Nope.
It won 4 Grammys. Listen to Squabbity Boobity. And I should say, I did the few Lil Nas X songs I heard. Pretty damn good. Not gonna lie. It's a catchy fella, that one. But still, should he get an award? Should anyone get an award? They make good music. The reward is people listening to it and you getting to perform it. That's the lesson. And hey, you should really just be thankful for the opportunity to make music. I know I'm thankful for Mr. Tyler, the Creator, and many other people in the industry. But hey, with Thanksgiving right around the corner and Cammy living in a heathen land where they're not thankful for things, we have to talk about thankfulness. I guess it's, what's it, Bonfire Day for you guys?
Oh, that's been and gone. That's 5th of November.
That's midnight? Wait, when's that?
5th of November.
Oh,
we're way past November.
That. Okay, well, still. a holiday in November, the Thursday of the year, November. Uh, I don't know. Thanksgiving's neat over here. I think I'm just
Mhm.
hanging out with the family this year. Nothing too
Nice.
crazy. I get to work at a grocery store during Black Friday,
Ooh,
so uh,
fun.
be prepared for that. Hopefully, I might be able to get some Christmas shopping out of the way.
Yeah.
It's pretty mundane. It might just be the most mundane thing on the planet because it's a holiday where you eat food and then you go
Mm.
shopping afterwards, which neither of those things inherently are incredibly interesting, at least to me. But who knows? Maybe I'll find like a PS5 or something and
Well, that'd be
steal it.
cool. Yeah, don't buy it, just take it.
Don't buy it, just steal it. The more I think about it, the more I'm like, oh, I think I need to be getting on that PS5 train. Then I'd like remember how much it costs, and I'm like, I could get some other stuff.
You could get some other stuff, or you could steal it, as we've already discussed.
Or you could steal it. This is the loophole that not a lot of people notice come Black Friday time. The prices are like this all year round. You just have to
Hmm.
steal it. That's why they call it a
Mm.
steal. You just have to steal stuff
Okay.
and not have remorse. That's the key. That's the Thanksgiving secret. The secret sauce that goes on every Thanksgiving turkey. Thievery is tremendous. Have you ever stole it? You ever robbed someone blind, Cam? You ever stabbed someone and rob them blind?
But I want to.
Okay.
Yeah. What about you?
Oh no, I would never do. That's evil. I would never do something like that. But it's interesting that you would say you would do something like that. That's kind of
Yeah.
interesting.
So openly and publicly.
That gets me to scratch my chin deviously and think about
Hmm.
that for a second. Arcane wrapped up
Yeah.
its last season. Have you had a chance to check out Arcane yet?
No, still not. I'm going. Okay, you talk about it, and then I will say something that will redeem myself.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not going to spoil anything because I actually haven't seen the last episode yet. I'm going to watch it after this and then do a video on it for my Mr. Cow channel. So stay tuned for that, everybody. That should be coming out tomorrow if all goes
Nice.
well because it'll be just a quick little first impressions thing. But the 8 episodes I've seen, these back 3 episodes, I remember I was complaining. I brought up how I felt like some of they use like pop music and just some music that felt out of place. They've found a way to kind of make that work. It's really
Mm.
stylized now. It was stylized before, but these back 3 episodes have pushed it over for me. It's so fantastic. I love it. Everyone should watch it.
I will watch it, I promise you. Case of getting around to it. But can I redeem myself now?
You must.
Started playing Psychonauts.
That's a good. Just the
Yes.
the first Psychonauts?
Yeah, just the first one. I've just got my levitating um badge.
Oh, good. Did you happen to find all the volts in that level? The memory volts?
I don't know if I found all of them. I definitely found a few that were
Okay.
fucked up completely.
There's some fucky ones in that level. I remember when I first saw them, and I was like, "Oh my goodness!" I love that
Yeah.
game. I love the second game.
Yeah,
They're so good. It's my
yeah,
favorite.
I'm really, really enjoying it. I mean, I knew I would enjoy it because, like, I've heard the platforming is very similar to Battle for Bikini Bottom.
Yeah, it's right around that same era.
And yeah, and I really like that game. So I knew I'd like the actual gameplay. And then with you saying like you like it so much, we're pretty similar. So,
That's true.
and I really do. And the second I saw Dogan, I was like, I get it.
Yeah, that's
I understand
the
so much.
namesake for my music is in that game. He doesn't show up in the second game. I
Oh,
will
that's a
say,
shame.
which was disappointing. Maybe they'll do some DLC where you get to help out Dogen. You go into his mind. I would
Dogen
love that.
DLC.
But God, do I
Yeah, I
love that
really
little
love that.
character. He's great. Oh, and speaking of
Oh.
which, in the music column of things, speaking of Dogen, I've gotten the
Mm.
YouTube channel for Dogen up and running. I'm gonna hopefully do a music video here soon. Just some fun
Yes.
stuff. And then the next album is coming, like the actual album, because this first one was just a little EP. Nothing too crazy. It's coming along very nicely. I want to think about if I should. There's one song I'm working on that turned out
Okay.
it should not have worked,
But it
but
did.
it turned out too good is the problem. The premise of the
It did.
song, and I doubt I've ever talked about this on the podcast before because I just don't think it's come up because well the thing is Lightyear brought it back up. You know the movie Lightyear, the trailer for it. When I
Yeah.
was maybe 4, I remember
We
seeing
left.
Buzz Lightyear and being like, "What the fuck?" and getting just a little aroused by Buzz Lightyear, just a
Right.
smidge, which was odd, granted, because there's just an odd thing to happen. So I wrote a song about that, and it turned out really really good, and I might release it as a single as like a lead into the album, but I'm not 100% sure yet. We'll see.
Did the art for the single.
Yeah. Oh yeah, the art
Yeah.
could be awesome too. Me
Yeah.
licking Buzz Lightyear's Space Ranger nipples,
Yes.
just jacking off. I
Licking
will
them
say
real good.
too, I've struggled with structuring my songs. I think it's really funny to end on the 69th measure. That is like a goofy thing I'll do all the time. I'm like, oh, isn't that funny? It's a little Easter egg thing. Except a lot of the songs I'm working on, I like, because I work on them spread out. I have like 4
Mm.
songs that are all like nearly the exact same length,
Mm.
like the exact same beat, like beat it up. I'm like, oh, I should probably. And that was a
No,
good.
go for it.
It was a good thing for me
Have
to
them all
notice.
exactly the same length.
Well, that's the thing. It's just they were 4 beats, and I was like, okay, I've got 4 beats ready to make songs off of, but they were all way too similar, I think. And that like seeing them all in on the 69th measure, I was like, okay, time to shake it up just a little bit, just a smidge. But that's all coming around great. I am thankful
Oh, nice.
for how this is going so
Nice.
far. I'm really really enjoying it. It's great fun across
Good.
the board.
Oh, good, good.
And speaking about great fun across the board, Um, Halo Infinite's cool.
I haven't picked that up, but yep.
It's neat. I'm liking it.
Good.
I've heard a lot of complaints from specifically my brother Ben, who's a big Battlefield fan. And to that to all his complaints, I say you're a Battlefield fan. And that's all I'll say on the matter. We just enjoy what you enjoy. Because once you start getting into specifics of things and you're a Battlefield fan, you tend to lose
You've
some
lost all
ammunition.
credibility.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because you're like, well, how could they, be so predatory with this battle pass? You're playing Battlefield by EA. You don't get to say dick if you're throwing all your money into that game. It happens, and if on release day, if Halo Infinite has this shitty battle pass, I'll probably give it a break. If they haven't fixed it, I should say that now because it is bad. It's genuinely terrible, and I'm in it right now playing the game for free, and enjoying it in that respect. But if the game comes out and I'm playing through the Halo campaign, and the only way to get these armors is by microtransactions or this horribly grindy battle pass, I won't play it. Plain and simple. So,
Okay.
and I'm sure there's thousands of people just like me because I'm not going to go through that stuff. I'll just play the campaign and maybe enjoy it and then move on with my life.
Well, that's fair.
Yeah. That's all I got to say on that matter. Doo doo doo. You know, with Thanksgiving here
Yeah.
and thankfulness being on the forefront of everyone's minds,
Well, Americans.
Americans' minds,
Yeah.
it really does beg the question: is there a definitive Thanksgiving or just fall time movie out there? This is something I've thought about a lot. There's movies set around like Thanksgiving, and most of them fucking suck.
Yeah.
They're terrible. You remember Freebird?
No, but why would Thanksgiving movies be popular over here?
Well, that's the thing. You guys are on the outside. Maybe you're like, like how you're scientists looking on the lab rats that are America, and you're thinking like, what
Yeah.
if we expose them to some Thanksgiving film? But
Well, us lab rats, us scientists looked at you lab rats and saw, okay, there's a festive season that these guys have that we don't. The two staples of it are being grateful for one another and going shopping. And we took the shopping option.
and that's fair.
We didn't, we were like, we don't need to be kind to one another. We want the discounts. We want the sales. I think we made the right choice.
I think you made the right choice also because it's always
Hmm.
been hilariously hypocritical that we have this day of thankfulness and gratefulness, and the very next day is called Black Friday, and it's like people trampling each other for toasters, which I could use a toaster. You know how long it's been since I've had an Eggo waffle?
Long time.
I think middle school was the last time I had an Eggo waffle.
Well, damn.
It's a sad thing. But on the topic of Thanksgiving movies, I found one.
Okay,
I
go for
found
it.
the definitive Thanksgiving movie, and it's one I've talked about before on my personal channel around this time of the year. I might, who knows, maybe I'll have time to do a video of it today and put that out on Thanksgiving Day. It is Planes, Trains, and Automobiles with Steve Martin and
Oh,
John
yes,
Candy.
that is a good one.
It always slips out of my mind and then it comes back. It's so good. All those like that Steve Martin, or I guess really just the big John Candy era, because Steve Martin's was a little bit earlier with like The Jerk and whatnot. There's some
Mm,
fantastic comedies that you can see. I love it so much. Three
that's a good one.
Amigos. My God, this one's perfect. This is your Thanksgiving movie if y'all don't have one. It's like
See,
no, you know what? You go on because my point is going to take us off on a tangent.
I was going to say for me, obviously, we don't have Thanksgiving, but whenever it's like this time of year, the one film I always think of is When Harry Met Sally. Don't
That's
know
kind of
why.
odd. When Harry Met Sally kind of pops into my brain too. I wonder if it came out around this time.
I wonder if it's because the poster is their autumn. The
It
like
is, yeah.
iconic, but like the main like final scene is on New Year's Day, New Year's Eve, sorry.
Hmm,
But still, I'm still like, that's an autumn film,
that's true. And
according
Billy
to my
Crystal
brain.
is one sexy hunk.
I love that film.
Pretty. I don't think I haven't seen it in a while.
Great film.
Oh my God! You know what? You know it's a good Thanksgiving movie. Big with Tom Hanks.
I haven't seen that yet.
Oh my God! You haven't seen Big?
I know. I'm sorry.
Big. I remember when I was like
I'm an awful human being.
when I was an awful human being. That's right. When when I think I was like I must have been like 10 or 11.
Mm.
I was left home like somewhat alone. I was left unsupervised in my house that's usually packed with people. And I remember some TV station. I think it was like WGN. Like we have this Chicago-based TV station that play like Cubs games and baseball and stuff. I think they were playing Big, And I sat down. I'm like a little kid. I'm like playing with Legos and whatnot. And it's like just started watching because I was like, oh, okay. And I remember he's on his like little computer as a kid playing the little game. And I was like, that's so cool. And I just got sucked in. And it's since become, I don't want to say like a guilty pleasure movie, but anytime I think of Big and then I watch it, I always forget, I feel like, how fantastic it is. It's such a weird, lovely movie.
Is your guilty pleasure film?
My guilty pleasure film? Um, it might be Freddy Got Fingered with
Okay.
Tom Green.
Quick Google.
It's a lot of people consider it one of the worst films of all time. But I like Tom Green a good bit, and it's really over the top, and it's got some amazingly stupid parts in it and just embarrassing stuff. But there's parts of that movie that do make me chuckle quite a bit, and that might kill any chance I have at a job in the future or as a human being functioning in
Um,
society.
yeah, I think you should probably keep that to yourself.
Well, it's like he gets a big bag of jewels. He like gets a bunch of money to make a movie, and he's
Mm.
like, I got this big bag of jewels," and it's just like it's so over the top and stupid. There's good stuff in it. There's good stuff in it, and it came out 2 months after I was born, so there's that too. It might just be a birth year movie. Do you have any guilty pleasure movies, Cammy? I'm gonna think back and see if I can think of any better ones.
Um, Shrek 2. I could watch Shrek 2 on repeat all day, every day. Well, I don't know. Is that a guilty pleasure film though? Because like I think it's widely liked, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't think that counts. I think it has to be embarrassingly bad. Or because Todd,
Mm.
this movie, the one I just brought up, is actually considered one of the
Oh, it's
worst of all
awful.
time.
Yeah, yeah.
And there are
I mean,
parts in
what?
it that fucking kill me. There are parts in it that are embarrassing and hard to watch for me, but there are parts in it that kill me.
Okay, search guilty pleasure film. See what comes up.
That's a good thought. I know a guilty pleasure TV show of mine is Big Mouth. That show, like, I'll talk about it, and I don't think I can recommend Big Mouth to anyone, but I think I
Mm.
found it at just the right time. And then that was that. And now it's just something I watch every once and again. But let's see what other
Yeah.
guilty pleasure films there are.
I mean, I'm seeing some films here, and I'm not understanding why they're defined as guilty pleasure films. Like Dirty Dancing is not a guilty pleasure film.
Well, well,
Okay, maybe depending on who you are.
I think it's definite. Oh my god, Bad Taste is on this list for guilty pleasure films. That is not a guilty pleasure. That's just a good movie. That's a good, very low budget B movie by Peter Jackson. Watch Bad Taste. That's not a guilty pleasure. That's genuinely. And they're just
I
putting
think
in
we've
like John Carpenter movies too.
think we've discovered that no one knows what a guilty pleasure film is.
I mean, well, like a lot of these movies on this guilty pleasure list. Okay, The Burbs with Tom Hanks, like one of the worst endings of any movie.
Mm.
But it's a fine enough movie. It's not great. The Cat in the Hat would be a guilty pleasure film. If you watch The Cat in the Hat with Mike Myers and enjoy that, I would say
You're
that's a guilty pleasure
something
film.
wrong with you.
Yeah, because
Oh,
that
right,
that's
yeah.
embarrassingly bad.
I'm like, maybe I just don't like bad films.
Maybe you're
I
too
do
smart.
like I do like good films.
What Dolomite? These are like movies. Clue. They're saying Clue is a guilty pleasure film. Would you consider Clue to be a guilty pleasure? Because I really like Clue.
To be honest, haven't seen it.
You haven't seen Clue? You would like Clue. I feel like you would like Clue.
I'm guessing it's based on Cluedo. Looking at it.
Yeah. God, this list I'm finding of Okay, yeah. Face Off with Nicolas Cage is definitely a guilty pleasure film.
I have a go to pleasure film. I've thought of one. It
Hit
was
it.
the Nicolas Cage who did it. The Sorcerer's Apprentice.
Really?
Yeah.
I've never seen it.
Okay. It Nick Cage, obviously, and then who's that? The guy that voices Hiccup in How to Train Your Dragon.
Oh, I forget his name, but he's a lovely chap, that one.
Yeah. Um, like people really hate on this film. I don't understand why. I
Huh.
really like it. It's funny. It's awkward. I think it's one of the few like big Disney films to make a loss or something. Or like it oh, okay, it didn't earn as much as I think they wanted it to.
Oh yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that
Oh,
constitutes it. I'll allow that. That's a good guilty pleasure
thank
film.
you.
The
There
Master
you
of Disguise. Have you ever seen that?
I don't think so, but I'll double check.
That's another one of those movies from my childhood. That is I because I didn't see Tom Green stuff until I was in high school. But The Master of Disguise, I remember my dad showed me when I was a kid, and it's one of the it's I wouldn't be surprised if it's one of the worst films of all time.
Mm,
It's
yeah.
it's so bad.
Oh, live action Scooby-Doo. That's another one.
Yeah, I'd count those because I don't really like those movies. I'm not a huge Scooby Doo guy, just across the board.
Oh, I grew up with Scooby-Doo.
Oh, there you go.
Love it.
Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? As they say in the ancient lexicon. Oh, but you know what we should do? For next week, we should both watch The Master of Disguise because have you ever heard of? How much have you heard about that movie?
Absolutely nothing until you said it right now.
Okay, we're gonna watch it. We'll both watch it because I haven't seen it in years. For next week, then next week will be the Master of Disguise episode. Everybody, we're setting up for it.
Wait,
But
you're assuming I'm going to be able to find this somewhere.
oh, that's a good point. I wonder if it's been scrubbed.
Um, if not, do you have Disney Plus?
Yes,
We could both watch Sorcerer's Apprentice.
we could. But I don't think you realize just how bad Master of Disguise is.
No, I believe you.
I don't think you. It is.
I
You know what? We
really
should do
believe
both. We
you.
should definitely do both. Because we could do like an hour-long episode where we talk about both of them.
Jacob, I don't know how to tell you this. I really am not interested in watching Master of Disguise.
Oh, you have to. Because, yeah, I mean, you just
I
have to.
watched Help, I'm a Fish
It's
with
on.
COVID.
It's
You
on
never did.
Prime Video. It's on Prime
You,
Video.
you never did. We're not getting away from this, Jacob.
Here we go. We are absolutely getting away from this. There's honestly no channel to go through for me to watch Help I'm a Fish. I couldn't find anything. But the reason I want you to watch Master of Disguise so bad is because there's a story that goes with this movie. Have
Well,
you
I
ever,
would hope
that the
that was
story
it goes with it.
it's the craziest thing you'll ever hear. There is a scene in this movie, and you're gonna see it when we watch it for next week. Called just the Turtle Club scene, and the Master of Disguise dresses up as a turtle, and he goes, am I not turtly enough for the Turtle Club?" While they were filming that scene, while Dana Carvey's in this, he's like got a bald cap on, he's in this big goofy turtle costume.
In it.
The 9/11 was happening. So when you're watching the movie and you're watching that Turtle Club scene, they stopped on set during 9/11 while they were all in that full makeup for this horrible movie. And this is 100% real. I want to see if I can find like the full story real quick, because I'm pretty sure they like were all looked on in terror while Dana Carvey's dressed up like a turtle, and then I think just went back to it. Here we go. The scene in the Turtle Club happened to be filming on September 11th, 2001. When World of Terrors reached the set, the cast and crews observed a moment of silence. I think that's all it's saying on it. I don't know how much deeper it goes.
I literally just went on Rotten Tomatoes. Obviously, it's not the be all and end all, but I do find it interesting. Master of Disguise has got 1%. I
Oh
have
yeah,
never seen a critic score that low.
it's horrible. It's horrible, and we're gonna watch it for next week because it's readily available.
I
Oh
want to see.
God, I haven't been this excited in a long time. I can't wait. Also, what the hell is Dana Carvey up to these days, other than being the master of disguise?
Probably doing something in disguise.
He was in The Secret Life of Pets.
The Secret Life in disguise again.
Oh, he was disguised.
He's disguised. Um,
I see.
really want to change the topic over from this film.
Well, you know what's really interesting about the Master of Disguise? No, I'm kidding. We can move on. That's the plan for next week,
No,
though. We've got to do it
I
for
mean,
next
I just
week.
don't watch it.
Well, you'll have to hear me talk about it. I have no idea what I'm talking about next week.
So you say it's readily accessible. I can't see where it's readily accessible. I'm not renting it. I'm not giving people money.
Oh, I'll send you. I'll send you
No, no,
$3 to
no, no,
rent
no,
it.
no, 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 no.
Yeah.
It's
Oh,
not.
everyone convince Cammy in the comments below to rent the Master of Disguise.
I.
I had to see it, Cammy. We have to talk about it. And you're gonna see that Turtle Club scene, and all you're gonna be able to think about is 9/11, and you're gonna be like, "What the hell?" And it's so bad. I hated it when I was like 4.
Yeah.
I couldn't even talk yet. Well, that's a
Pretty
good
sure,
place to. What?
pretty sure kids can talk at 4, right?
Not this one. I didn't start talking until I was like 9 or 10. But I think that's a good stopping point as any
Is it?
for this
Have
episode
we
of the
been
two.
talking for that long?
It's been, well, yeah. I mean, you throw in Big and the Master of Disguise, you get like a half-hour episode of the Tuesday show for Thanksgiving. But yeah, there's just nothing too crazy going on this week, unless there's something that really catches your eye, something that's very pressing. Because we could always talk about that. But I
Very
think deep
pressing.
down, you just want to get snuggled up in a blanket,
So
nice
I
warm
really
cup.
don't want to end this on Master of Disguise. It feels wrong somehow.
Everyone go watch
I don't like
Master of
it.
Disguise.
Don't. Watch something else. Watch
He
Shrek
goes,
2.
become another person. I remember that. That's something he says in the movie.
Just need to channel brain. Let's go on Twitter, see what people on Twitter are talking about.
Let's go.
Maybe someone is saying
That's what the show
something that
turns
will
into. Is we have
save
to look
me.
at Jacob dug us into a hole. We have to go on Twitter and find something different to talk about.
Yeah, rolling
Um.
so quickly. There's
All right.
nothing interesting.
Something different.
Thing that's not.
Apparently Radiohead is coming to Fortnite.
It's really the best we can do.
I just can't believe Fortnite's become like, I don't even know what to call it. Radiohead in Fortnite might be one of the most embarrassing things I can think of.
No, you could probably make it more embarrassing. Could be
Well, it's
you
just
too in Fortnite.
it's so commercial now. Fortnite was always, borderline. Yeah, you're not even borderline. Full on commercial cash grab type shit. It
Yeah.
just happened to be a battle royale game. But now there's a rumor. This is just on r/Gaming Leaks and Rumors, so always, grain of salt. But like the way we've seen it going, they have the Rick and Morty thing. They have like a Travis Scott concert. Now they're talking about a Matrix collab to coincide with the movie to get little kids excited about it. They've got Radiohead coming. It's so fucking stupid. So stupid.
Okay. Twitter wasn't giving me anything interesting. So I've Googled Things to talk about.
Okay.
Gonna go on fun topic.
Okay, hit me with a fun topic. Here we go.
What song do you like to listen to? And do you like to sing in the shower? Do you have a go-to shower singing song?
Hmm. Uh, I have two.
All right.
Lemonhead by Tyler the Creator is a
Mm.
recent one because I like the lead into that's or like the first lines of that fucking hit hard. And then this one probably not a lot of people know. Walking the Dog 2 by Fun from their album
Okay.
Aim and Ignite. It's really, really catchy. I recommend all Fun music. How about you, Kim? What's your go-to song?
I don't have one, but I know most of the words to most Adele songs. So I
Okay.
tend to go for some Adele. Uh all of these aren't
Are they embarrassing questions? Ask me the most
they're just
embarrassing question on that list, and I will answer it truthfully. And that's an
oh,
interesting
okay.
last point. That'll get us away from the Master of Disguise.
Stop bringing it up, or we have further to go.
He's a master of disguise. He could be anyone at any moment. It's fascinating.
Controversial topics or awkward or annoying topics?
Awkward or annoying topic? I
Right.
like how you said that too. You said it like a news or awkward or annoying topic. It's very. There's something off of the BBC.
Okay, I'll be honest, they just give you topics. They don't give you specific questions. So I'll list out the topics and you tell me if one grabs you. Exes,
Nope, not really.
complain, complaining about work. Just a daily thing, isn't it? That's not awkward
Pretty
or annoying.
much, yeah. Yeah, it's fucking grating. I can do maybe 20, 30 minutes of it. I'll shoot the shit about work. And then after that, it's the same shit. And then it gets too personal, and then you're calling someone a fucking asshole. It's no good.
Next topic is illness
Illness?
or, or other health issues. Oh, they get worse.
Oh, yeah, I got a lump in my knee.
With
That's
a
great
knee bone.
conversation. Thanks, website.
The next topic is serial killers,
Okay, well
specifically
that's
serial
just true
killers.
crime. Yeah.
And then from there, we jump straight to hobbies, which I find a concerning connection.
Yeah.
How do you feel about serial killers? Do you have any hobbies by any chance?
Yeah, anything like that. I feel like people that there's a large subgroup of people in the true crime world that handle serial killers with bad taste and incredibly poorly, and borderline use the deaths of human beings for monetary gain. And then I feel
Yeah,
like there's
I'd
people
agree
who
with
are
that.
really good at it. So I'll get that out there too. But there's a lot of bad ones.
Tell you someone who's really good at it. I'm pretty sure her name is Eleanor Neal. I want to say that's her name. She has a YouTube channel. She's great. From there we go to probably gonna have to beat this out because YouTube doesn't like this.
That's one of the ones.
That's the topic.
That's just what are we going to talk about on that topic?
I don't know. Depression.
What website are you on?
The first one that came up on Google.
We've talked about more food and video games than we've ever talked about for depression. I can tell you that right now.
Traumatic experiences.
Oh, thank God! Now we found a theme.
The last two are kind of better. Disgusting habits and bodily functions. That's
Oh,
more what I would expect from like awkward and annoying topics. Not like, how do you feel about serial killers?
how do you
Or go
feel
on
about? Oh
controversial
God.
topics because wait,
Ooh,
we're not gonna read these.
yeah, what the
We're not
hell were
gonna.
they thinking? What website is that?
Social Pro now.
Social Pro Now.
This is how to be a pro at being social, I guess.
This
Weird topics.
oh,
Beekeeping.
beekeeping's cool. I like beekeeping.
Beekeeping is cool. There's a beekeeper lady on TikTok who I like a lot. Find her very
Nice.
soothing.
Good.
Toothbrush stiffness.
That's a good weird topic again. I think I always do the semi-hard soft in the middle so I can get the best of both worlds.
Treasure hunting.
I like Indiana Jones, and I think
Nathan Drake.
I
Yeah.
think 95% of documentaries are just filled with mindless bullshit when it comes to anything treasure hunting related.
Bottled water.
Yeah, don't drink Dasani. Drink. I'm lucky enough to have. There's like a bottling plant. In Nebraska or South or North Dakota or something. I forget what the brand is, but that's the one I get every day, or not every day. Anytime I need water, I should say.
Grammar and punctuation.
Nope. I think nope. Do you? Okay. You know, people are like really, really into that. That are like they'll correct you and shit. And then people are like, "Oh, you're just," and you're like, "Yeah." People are like, "You're being annoying." It's like, "Well, you're being incorrect." It's like, no, what you're doing is you're taking a conversation and you're fucking trivializing every point the other person is trying to make, whether it's an argument or they're talking about something they love. You're trivializing everything so that you can make yourself feel smart. Go fuck yourself. So what if I say, like, I talk like a fucking idiot, all right? That's just how I talk. The amount of times I have to stop myself because I'm about to say a curse word or I'm going to make a joke about a fart and I'm not, it's going to be grammatically and just horribly incorrect for the situation. It happens and it's going to come back. But if you fucking like stop, it's like, actually, it's whom, not who in that context. I'm like, okay, I don't know whom was fucking me last night. Or it's like something like that. It doesn't matter. You get what I'm saying. If you get what I'm saying, let it go. On the other side of the coin, I was hanging out with my brother the other night. This was something I've been wanting to talk about. We're playing a round of John Madden football. And I go, we're talking about Jamaica for some reason. I think we're talking about marijuana. And it led into like Jamaica. Or no, there was it was an episode it was a clip from the YouTube channel Super Mega. He was supposed to be drawing the Armenian flag and he drew Jamaica's flag instead because he couldn't remember what it looked like. It's a dumb throwaway bit. It was funny. And then I said, I'm going to start Jamaican love with you. Jamaican love with you. That was my joke. And then my brother goes, oh yeah, Jamaican in love with you. And I was like, what? And he goes, Jamaican in love with you. And I was like, what are you talking? No, the joke is I'm Jamaican love with you. And he's like, that doesn't make any sense.
It's a pun. It's a joke.
It's Jamaican in love. The argument we got into. Oh my God. And at the end of the argument, like, cause of course I'm fucking right. Of course. Jamaican love with you sounds better and makes more sense than Jamaican in love with you if you're trying to make a pun. He goes, I see what you're trying to do, but you're just trying to pass up something that's not as good as what I already did. And I was like, you're I left his room after that. That was the end of it. I called it a night. My God, I need to get that off my chest.
That's fine. I'm glad a weight has been lifted.
It has been.
I think the only time I'm like super down with people like correcting other people's grammar is like if it's done in a sarcastic way or like someone's been rude or insulting and the reply is just like correcting the version of your they've used or something like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
I love it when they do it wrong too. That's one of my favorite things to see on Twitter.
Yeah.
When you're just floundering in an argument. So you're like, it's like, no, they used it right. It's the best.
Blue foods. How do you feel about blue foods?
I know there's jokes about it in Always Sunny. I haven't heard about any of it. I live in a bumpkin town. No one's eating blue foods.
Home birth.
Home birth, hospitals exist for a reason. It's, nature and all that, but if God forbid something goes wrong, you probably want doctors around. And sometimes you have doctors around. It depends on the context for home births, in my mind. Having come from a family where I get to see births multiple times a year, especially these last few years. I've you can get a doula and whatnot, train people for it. But in my mind, I would say play it safe. Make sure there's a doctor present.
Calligraphy.
It's really satisfying, and it should have been uh replaced by fonts. I think it's already been replaced by fonts because there's a lot of people putting out fantastic good fonts that you can use for free commercially. So calligraphers are falling by the wayside. That is my thoughts on that topic.
You left.
Okay.
Cartography. So, map.
Um cartography is maps?
Making maps, apparently, according to
Oh.
this website.
I thought it was a different word for it. That's what Buster does in Arrested Development. That's what he gets his degree in. It's
Mhm.
it's basically useless.
Hmm.
Is always the joke in that show. But it brought cartography brought us the maps of the world we use, and maybe one day when space exploration expands, there'll be space cartography. Really get to chart out the
Would be
stars.
cool.
Yeah, like maybe that's what it leads into. So that's my thoughts on that.
Last but not least, hermits.
Hermits?
For this website, they're talking about people who live in seclusion, not the crabs. But if you want to talk about the crabs as well, that's absolutely fine.
People that I knew one dude that lived in seclusion. We'd bring him groceries like twice a week. His name was Raul. And he thought the moon was fake. And he thought the vaccine was going to make. I don't think he thought it was going to make him gay, but he thought it was going to do something to him.
Mhm.
Of the hermits I've known, of the people
Mm.
that willingly choose to lock themselves away,
Mm.
most of the time, they're butt fucking insane. And they'll get a little bit of human contact, and then you're like, oh, okay. Whoa! And then they'll say something because they haven't been around people in a very long time. And you're like, that's not how human beings talk about human beings. And it's just kind of shocking like that. He also would corner people in his house and just talk their ears off for hours. Raul. That's my story about Raul. And hey, speaking of hermits, that's the kind of the premise of Outlast, a new comic book series I'm reading, where a guy locks himself
Yeah.
away after I believe his mother's possessed by a demon, and he now is having to cope with that life in a small town where he is seen as an outcast by both the community and by the devil himself.
Cover is so freaking pretty.
Oh my god, these Kirkland
I
covers
just got
are.
so distracted.
Look at that one.
Oh,
And
damn.
then, and that's the third one I got right there.
Oh, damn. I think the first is my favorite.
They're just so, and they're fully colored. It's a full color series, not like the original Run of the Walking Dead. As you can
Nice.
see, I'm not fully through it. Got my little bookmark
Mm.
in there. Not even through the first volume, but I'm really enjoying what I've read so far.
Well, good.
Cheers with a Coke, and that is a much better way of ending the Tuesday show. Well done, Cammy. You've once again scraped us off the floor with my talks about embarrassing movies, rants about people that dress as cartoon characters in public, and award shows. And I forget what I was ranting about. I rant about so much random
Oh,
bullshit. Every once in a while, I'll be
alright.
editing through something. I'll hear something I say, and I'm like, Oh,
I
that's
say
complete
that.
nonsense. It's like, yeah, just
Yeah.
get caught up in it.
So, like, hey, you'll have occasional days where that happens, and I'm here to ground you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's always well and good.
Yeah.
Thumbs up across the board. Have a nice Thanksgiving, everybody, and a nice rest of your week.
Yeah.
We'll see you next week talking about the Master of Disguise. Bye bye.
Fuck.